You are live. It says exclamation point, and I see that it's 2:00. I just made it. You didn't think I was gonna, did you? Um, well, hey everybody. This is a special live stream presentation of Mike Seibert Radio Podcast. Thanks for hanging out with me. And hey everybody, welcome back to Mike Seibert Radio. I am your host, and for today's topic, we are going to I have a little bit of mail that I want to share with folks. It is. I keep forgetting I can bring my microphone with me now that it's on a articulated arm. But today we're going to be unpacking the 2022 actually Autopod Decepticast booty box. Now this is a special award tier item for Patreon podcast. We are going to talk about that in a little bit. We're going to go through the box item by item so that we can get my live excited reactions. If you recall from last year's video, I spent entire minutes trying to figure out what a cocktail napkin was. So I'm hoping we're going to have some equal shenanigans here today. How are you? I hope everyone is having a terrific holiday weekend as we have the official kickoff this Memorial weekend, and I do hope that you do amongst your festivities and mattress sales and whatnot. Take a moment to remember the reason for the season and remember those military veterans that made the ultimate sacrifice so that knuckleheads like me can talk to you on a live stream podcast. And end of sermon there. I'm just going to leave it there, but it's just a little bit of a pet peeve of mine when folks say like Happy Memorial Day, because it's meant to be more of a reverential holiday here for us here in the States. I'm hoping that a couple folks join us and hang out. You are more than welcome to jump into the chat, regardless of which platform, YouTube or on twitter.com. Hopefully you are evading suspension like some of my other friends, and you haven't been canceled by Elon yet. So so we're going to do a handful of things during this episode. Feel free and drop questions, comments, concerns in the chat, and towards the end of the chat, we'll cue some A's and just kind of have some casual discussions and chat. Obviously, the main meat of the episode being the Autopod Decepticast booty box unboxing. But before we get into any of that, there was a couple things I did want to share with you, stuff that's been going on with Mike Seibert Radio and Two Mikes Too Furious and CybFest Northwest. And just by that, you could tell that I've got a handful of plates spinning and a lot of things going on this month and during this time. So, first of all, most recently, I did a episode of Mike Seibert Radio that, depending on how long you've known me and how much we've connected, it's something I've been talking about doing for a really long time and probably had been thinking about it for even longer. Something I like, basically what it is at its core is that instead of talking about Transformers or GI Joes or Marvel movies or whatever's, I kind of get a little more personal, deeply personal, and kind of talk about mental health challenges that I've been struggling with and when having. And the response to that episode that I put out a couple weeks ago, it's the episode right before my review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And I did that for a very specific reason. I on one hand, I wanted to have the courage to put it out there, but knowing how folks consume their podcasts, I didn't want to necessarily put it out there by itself and have it be the only thing out there on the feed. So in other words, I was kind of trying to have my cake and eat it too. I wanted to have the courage to put it out there, but also bashful enough to still kind of hide it underneath something else. And much to my surprise and delight, folks found it anyway. And the responses that I've gotten from folks has been overwhelming. I've gotten a number of text messages, direct messages, and other makes me feel real good about putting that out there, putting myself out there, and really kind of sticking my neck out to in what I think is raising awareness for something that is still kind of stigmatized, and that is talking about topics of mental health and our own struggles, because we all have struggles of some kind. And a lot of this was spurred on by writer director Kevin Steele with People magazine called Trauma is Trauma. It's 35 minutes long. And it's as inspiring as it is heart-wrenching. So I kind of took that as the catalyst to finally get off the bench and talk about some of these things myself. So Kevin Smith at all stages seems to be inspiring creatives like me, and inspiring me specifically to put myself out there and to talk about those things. So the reason why I bring that up is because one of the topics that I covered in Existential Dread, I've been having struggles finding a therapist, and that I was really going to redouble my efforts to try to do something to improve my mental health. And one of the suggestions that I've received is to pick up self-help books. And I told you during that podcast that I was going to keep tabs on, or keep you updated on that. And I wanted to share, I had in addition to the mail call with the booty box, which we will get to in just a little bit, but I received the first of a couple different books that I ordered. This first one right here, I want to talk about. It is called Unfuck Your Brain: Using Science to Get Over Anxiety, Depression, Anger, Freakouts, and Triggers, all of which I have. So it's like I'm looking at this as a menu of like, ooh, I got some of that and that, a whole lot of that, some of that, and that too. So reading from the back of the book here, make your brain work for you instead of against you. Quote, Dr. Faith is a hoot with heart, and her guide is full of workable professional advice, as well as it is replete with sarcasm, good humor, and grace. That quote from Forward Reviews. Unfuck Your Brain makes both academic and professional information accessible. Harper makes no overstated promises, just gives thorough guidelines and encouragement that it is possible to learn your particularities and readapt for a better life, even if yours is a complicated, difficult, and long process. That from the Mental Health Association of Portland. So again, this I grabbed this one in particular because of the recommendation I heard was that it has like actual tools and exercises and stuff for you to actually do to engage with the material. So I'm really excited to get into this. I do have other books that are on their way, and I am going to do another recorded episode of Existential Dreadcast sometime in the near future. I haven't decided exactly when, because with the CybFest Northwest hype train coming up, I'm going to be doing a lot our local Transformers convention here. So I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to get time to do it, but I do want to do another episode where I do talk about some of the books that I've got, and as well as just keeping myself accountable for the steps along my own mental health journey, in the hopes that perhaps you'll be inspired to take your own steps on your own mental health journey, as we do have closing in on the last couple days of May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month. So again, I just want to normalize this kind of talk, so that it's front of mind and we're not afraid of it, and we're not afraid to talk about it. Okay, so that's enough existential dread, because you came here for unboxing and fun and chat and things like that. But I did want to just kind of touch on some of the material that I've been doing recently, because folks have been asking me about it and engaging with it. So I thought you might appreciate that. I appreciate all of the messages. It's truly overwhelming, the amount of support I have, and I have absolutely the best friends in the entire universe. Speaking of the entire universe, the hype train is picking up steam for CybFest Northwest 2023. And for those of you just joining us for the first time, because every podcast is somebody's first podcast, I am on the organization team for CybFest Northwest. That is our unofficial Transformers convention in the fans. It's held every year in the Seattle area, in a city called Kent, which is about 20 miles south of Seattle. So we are excited to announce that this is our 10th year, 10th annual CybFest Northwest. And there were a couple things that I wanted to talk about. First of all, the pertinent information: CybFest Northwest 2023 will be happening on July 8th, 2023, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Commons Community Center, just south of Seattle. The website is cybfestnorthwest.com. I am going to copy and paste that into the chat here, so that see I'm experimenting. I'm doing new things. Oh, see, look at that. Look at that. It actually added it to the chat on Facebook and YouTube. So so you can click on CybFest Northwest and then check it out from there. But there were some specific things that I did want to talk about, because I've things in brief, but not necessarily things specifically. As I said, the hype train is rolling along with podcast appearances coming up from some of our friends. I will talk more about that in due course, but I did want to share a couple things here with you. First of all, we very recently had a contest with giving away prize packs and advanced screening tickets for Transformers Rise of the Beast. Transformers Rise of the Beast is in theaters on June 9th, but we are having an advanced screening on Monday, June 5th. We had a contest, and the contest ended midnight Saturday, and the winners have been notified. And as soon as we've gotten confirmation emails back from the winners confirming that they are indeed real human folks and are meet the qualifications for winning, will one of those folks, though, is a good buddy of mine, Garrett, aka Nemesis Slime, out on Twitter. He knew he won before I did, so he messaged me. He's like, "Oh man, I'm so excited to win. How do I get to downtown Seattle?" That kind of thing. So the enthusiasm is palpable, and that is going to be a really fun screening. We get to see the movie a couple days before everybody else. There's folks coming in from out of town. The CybFest Northwest organization team is going to be there. And it's going to be an interesting cross section of folks, because like CybFest has our own section where we have contest winners and friends of. It's a press, promo, and media screening as well. So there's going to be, like, influencers, TikTokers, YouTubers, press, all kinds of folks. So it is, and as well as civilians that aren't Transformers fans. So it's just going to be a nice rowdy cross section of folks to celebrate the return of the Beast Warriors as we get to see the Beast rise in Rise of the Beast. And I'm excited to say that the early reviews for Rise of the Beast have been favorable, calling it, just a straight fun popcorn movie, which is the best that any of us can hope for. So I've gone from being tepid on Rise of the Beast because, I don't have that much tether or connection to the Beast Wars characters. But I'm glad that folks are excited about it. And now I'm especially glad that folks seem to be resonating with what the movie is putting down. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, so we're having an advanced screening of the movie. Also fan favorite activities, including the transforming contest. We're still debating which figure or figures we want to use, but basically it's a tournament style competition where you transform a figure from robot mode to vehicle mode and back, or alternate mode and back again as quickly as possible. So that's a lot of fun, as well as the return of trivia. We're going to do trivia slightly differently than we may have done in the past. But it's going to expand the opportunities for a lot of folks to have a lot of fun with it. So stay tuned. Mind everybody that registration for CybFest Northwest is still open and will be open through June 24th. So we still got like a month or so. You can, I just want to remind you that dealer and attendee registration for CybFest Northwest 2023 is open. You can go to the website, cybfestnorthwest.com, for more information about how you can register as either a dealer or an attendee. We do still have dealer spots available, as well as tables for our Artist Alley. So if you're either a vendor or just somebody looking to sell some stuff off of your collection, there's a variety of different table sizes for every conceivable type of vendor that wants to come and sell stuff. Sell your robots, your converting robot toys, let's put it that way, or Hasbro adjacent stuff. Folks bring some Star Wars and GI Joe stuff from time to time as well. But anyway, we have a variety of different size dealer tables available at various price points, which are very reasonable, as you'll see when you go through and register, as well as there are still spots available in our Artist Alley. So if you are a fan artist and have knickknacks you want to sell, buttons, prints, commissions, things like that, we sing for artists specifically so that we can encourage the live and local, vibrant, independent art scene here in the Pacific Northwest, and pride ourselves on kind of having a diverse show. Later on this month, I'll have some of the organizers on from CybFest Northwest to talk about kind of the history of the show and the philosophy of the show. But it has grown over the last 10 years from was basically kind of something larger and more significant, resembling a actual convention with panels and contests and guests and all kinds of cool stuff. But I just want to remind you that registration is currently open, and as an attendee, the advantage of pre-registering is that you get into the show floor an hour early, an hour before anybody else. So at its heart and soul, CybFest Northwest is a toy show. It is a dealer show. So the best selection and best deals is going to be in that first hour of the show. So if you are a toy hunter specifically pre-register and get in an hour early before the civilians. But I just want to remind you, registration for will be open for dealers and attendees now through June 24th. After that, you just got to go general admission. So if you don't pre-register, can you still come to CybFest as a fan? Of course, you can walk in day of. You just can't get in until 11 o'clock. All right, so I think I spent way more time on dealer and attendee registration than I was attending. That I did mention, though, is that we will also be having a panel room with various panel discussions. And if you are interested, if like you are a dealer or an artist or somebody that is interested in hosting a panel, let us know. I believe panel submissions have actually closed, but if you're just hearing about that opportunity here now and are interested, reach out and we'll see what we can do. So just want to let folks know that there are still opportunities and possibilities there for that. I also want to talk about some other really cool stuff that is new for this year's CybFest. At the close of last year's CybFest Northwest, we did a organizer panel where basically we sat at a table and just basically fielded audience Q&A. And there were a lot of requests and suggestions, and we've really worked hard this year to implement as many of those as we can that we're most proud of. To share for this year's CybFest is we have an exclusive figure that we will be offering. Let me do a screen share here, and I want to show off the wheelless Jack. Let's see if I can find him here. There we go. Okay, so attendees of CybFest Northwest will have the opportunity to purchase an exclusive transforming figure. This is a custom figure designed and produced exclusively for CybFest Northwest 2023 by our friends over at Blue Forge. Alex did a terrific job on this, but basically this is Generation Zero wheelless Jack. See, because he's Jack and he's got no wheels, but basically this is a riff on Cybertronian Wheeljack from More Than Meets the Eye Part 1. It is a from the ground up, all original designed. Alex has he's handmade and hand painted all of these figures, as well as doing the design for them as well. So they're going to be very quality, but they are they're very, very cool. I have not had the opportunity to handle one in hand yet, but I know a lot of folks have either Cybcon Bumblebee, which is basically the saucer, flying saucer Bumblebee, or the Origins one, the Target one, Buzzworthy. That was the Buzzworthy Bumblebee. Origins Bumblebee, which is and to go along with Jazz as well, but basically it's a mini bot is kind of what the deal is there. So Generation Zero Wheelless Jack is an exclusive transforming figure, again, in collaboration with Blue Forge. It is an all-new mold in scale with G1 mini bots. Generation Zero Wheelless Jack converts from robot mode to vehicle mode and will look great in collections with G1 mini bots, Legend Scale Generations, or the original Cybcon exclusive Bumblebee and Jazz from back in the day. Quantities will be a limited edition of 30 and will be available for purchase at the show for $45, only limited. So check out the exclusive page on cybfest.com for details on how you'll be able to purchase the figure. And basically one of the one of the conditions of buying the exclusive figure is that you do have to be pre-registered. So more details on that will be forthcoming, but basically to get the figure, you need to pre-register, and then there's more details on the website on how we're actually going to be selling the figure for folks. But it isn't just the figure that I wanted to show you here. I also wanted to do a quick screen share and show you the box art for Generation Zero Wheelless Jack, because this dude, this thing just looks amazing. Do a quick screen share here, and there he is in all of his box arted. That is Generation Zero Wheelless Jack, the CybFest 2023 exclusive. This box art was done by Ashley Artley, who I've had on the show before and will be tabling at CybFest Northwest 2023 as a featured artist. But we were delighted to work with her on this art, and man, the I can't tell you all the details, but like the plans that we have for how this exclusive figure is going to be packaged is very, very exciting. And as you know me, I'm a box collector. I love packaging. So everything about the presentation that we're doing for Generation Zero Wheelless Jack has got me really excited. But I mean, just if you're listening on the podcast, obviously you can't see, but those of you here on the live stream, just look at this this art from Ashley. It is so Wheeljack, or Generation Zero Wheelless Jack. Jeez, let me get that right, so John Hasbro doesn't come after me. But what I love about the composition of this piece so much is when I think of Wheeljack, I think of a very specific set and a very specific pose, and it's the legs parted, arms kind of ready for fisticuffs, and he's just kind of ready to go. So I think this really evokes the spirit of Wheeljack here as we're doing Generation Zero Wheelless Jack, as well as a terrific rendition of the vehicle mode. And it doesn't have any wheels. It just kind of hovers because he is wheelless there. But I really, in these shows that I've been doing with you, I haven't really had the opportunity to show this off specifically on a live stream. So I wanted to just take the time to do that now, as we were kind of hanging out here in the afternoon. So that's some of the cool stuff that we've got going on there. Speaking of Ashley Artley, though, the artist for the box art for Generation Zero Wheelless Jack, she's also involved in a project that I've been talking about recently, called Thunderclash Goes Bananas. I recently had the writer Joe English, the most delightfully Australian dude this side of Greg Tansley, but no, I think Joe English is a pretty cool name for an Australian fellow storm out on Twitter. He's the writer of the project. And anyway, it's Thunderclash Goes Bananas is a Transformers charity fan comic that will be on sale soon. It's produced in association with Toy Fu in aid of Mary's Meals, and we did a whole live stream on that. The podcast audio will be available for that soon, but Ashley is contributing a chapter to this book, so I thought that this would be a good opportunity to kind of get another bite at the promotion apple, talking about Thunderclash Goes Bananas, where it's basically everybody's favorite Turbo Master crashes on an alien planet and has to take on a beast mode to save his friends. Currently, you can get it through Coffee or Ko-fi or whatever you call it, KO-FI. We did a lot of litigation during that live stream. But anyway, currently there are two purchase donation options. $5. Well, they're not bucks. It's pound sterling. Is that quid? 5 quid? I don't know. Is quid the same thing as bucks or dollars or whatever? I'm not saying that, right? Like a slang term for pound sterling. Anyway, £5 will get you a digital edition, or if you want a print version, that will be £10. Very, very heavy. And as of right now, they currently have a goal of 3,000, and basically what the goal is, or what the meaning of the goal is for the amount of copies that they're able to print, and maximizing the donations to Mary's Meals, which is a terrific organization that gives meals to school kids and the like. So it's very, very cool. So anyway, so currently their first goal was 1,500. Smash that day one, and then up the goal to 3,000, and now they are up to 86% of their goal. I'm going to drop a link here in the chat for folks to check that out as well. So if you want to get your copy of Thunder Clash Goes Bananas, it's ko-fi.com/Thunder Clash Goes Bananas, and that gives you an opportunity to purchase the book, as well as show a bunch of cool like blog entries and works in progress and stuff like that. It's a real fun project. I've read it, or at least a mostly work in progress thing. And the thing that the stuff I have seen so far is really, really fun. It's a really, really fun project. And I think if you have any kind of affection for the European, Australasian Transformers Generation 1 characters, like the Turbo Masters, I think Thunder Clash Goes Bananas is going to be a review. And it's tangentially related to CybFest, because Ashley is contributing a chapter to the book, and then she's going to have a table at CybFest as well. And she may or may not have some Thunder Clash Goes Bananas related stuff, prints or whatnot, but stay tuned for that. So just wanted to do a quick check in on that and let you know how that project is going. And I think the last thing I wanted to share for CybFest is yes. One of the things that folks have been asking for over the last several years is the opportunity to get CybFest Northwest t-shirts. And the Mike Seibert Radio live stream that indeed CybFest Northwest will be having shirts. You can see this really cool design here, 10th annual CybFest Northwest 2023. It's got our logo and a brilliantly designed logo. Last year during the organizer panel, basically the one thing that folks asked for more than anything else was shirts. So we that was the one thing we definitely wanted to move on. So now you can get a 2023 CybFest Northwest t-shirt, as well as stickers, mugs, or hoodies. CybFest does have a TeePublic store set up, and you know what? Why not? I will copy that link address, and I will just drop that here to the chat as well. Hopefully that's the right thing. So anyway, it's a really cool design. We're really excited about it, and we're really excited to have t-shirts for folks available there. I had mentioned a while ago that we're starting the CybFest Northwest hype train, and that's just kind of what I'm calling it, being cheeky, talking about kind of like our promotional tour. We're going to be doing guest spots on various podcasts and whatnot. So if there is a particular podcast or streamer or other media outlet that you can think of that would be cool for us to do outreach for CybFest Northwest, connect with me. You know how to find me. But first of all, this week coming up, this Thursday, we're going to be recording a Radio Free Cybertron special with Diecast. He is going to be hosting myself and a couple of the show organizers for an RFC special where we're going to be talking about the 10th anniversary of CybFest, as well as all of the cool stuff that I've already talked about here with you as well about yet. But there's some really cool excitements coming your way. Later in June, I am going to be on with our friends from the Transmissions podcast. I don't know if they've announced what the particular episode is, so I don't want to spoil it. But I will be on with the Transmissions folks, and I'll be talking about CybFest and some other stuff as well. And then maybe right around the same time, kind of post Rise of the Beasts, kind of after that hype dies down, but presumably before July 8th, we'll do another guest spot on Transmissions where again we're going to be celebrating the 10th anniversary of the show, and again doing all those really cool announcements and talking about the neat stuff that we're going to be doing. We're also going to do a very special episode of the Mike Seibert Radio Podcast live stream right here, probably shortly after Rise of the Beasts open. So you have the opportunity to meet and greet virtually with members of the organization team, ask us questions, and really, we'll try to answer as best as we can, but we'll also kind of like talk about kind of this year's show and what we're excited for. I also have some other feelers out there in the media world. Nothing I want to necessarily commit to because I haven't really heard back yet, so I don't want to necessarily dime folks out. But I have reached out to some other media outlets to talk about CybFest Northwest. And again, if there is a media outlet that you think I should be in touch with, please let me know. And then on to the main event here. I do want to leave you with a tease that coming up this week, you got to watch the CybFest Northwest social channels as well as my social channels. We have a very big announcement that we are very excited about. And I can't say it any more vaguely than that, because if I say anything else, it will kind of give away what of the announcement is going to be. So I'm just going to leave it there and just say that I'm very excited, and that's going to be very cool. So again, just stay tuned to the CybFest Northwest social channels for more. And again, the website is cybfestnw.com. That's cybfestnw.com for CybFest Northwest, the Cybertronian Festival, celebrating our 10th anniversary, coming up on July 8th, 2023 at the Kent Commons community, a few short miles away from downtown Seattle to the south. Okay, so enough of that preamble. I'm going to take a quick hit of my water here because that's a lot, and then we'll kind of get into the main event. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm leaving all that in too, for you ASMR heads out there. So anyway, the reason for the season, 40 minutes into this live stream, we are going to 2022-2023 Autopod Decepticast booty box. And if you aren't familiar with Autopod Decepticast, it is a cousin of sorts podcast with Mike Seibert Radio, and certainly a distant relative of Two Mikes Too Furious, I suppose. But basically, Autopod Decepticast, as they would describe it, it's a podcast delivering a retrospective of the G1 Transformers animated series. As for several years now, my God, they just recently celebrated 5 years of podcasting, which is still amazing and exciting, and they just keep getting bigger and better, and to the point where they got their shit way more squared away than I do. It's like it really is a when I left you I was but the learner, now I am the master situation. It's like, they got Patreons, they got link trees, they got websites, they got all that other stuff. I just got a lame live stream here. About 5 years ago, Autopod Decepticast started off as a podcast breaking down the Transformers the movie, the classic animated 1986 The Transformers the movie, with each episode of the podcast breaking down 1 minute of the movie at a time. Each weekly episode now delivers trivia, analysis, and unparalleled commentary! Exclamation point. I'm reading this from their website, autopoddecepticast.com. We have since moved on to reviewing the G1 TV series in production order. Up next, Beast Wars, ? Join us for all the 1980s Transformers fun you can possibly stand! Exclamation point. Autopod Decepticast is hosted by my good friends Caleb, Brian, and Aaron, and again, they're going through each individual episode of the show, and they are, wow, I think they are almost done with season 3. These guys have been really good friends to me. Grow over the last 5+ years. I've been to conventions with these guys, and I've done a lot of stuff with them. They've been on my podcast. I've been on their show. I mean, I'm sure that in terms of quantity of guest appearances, I'm sure I've probably been on there the most. I when they were going through the movie, I was on at least 2 different episodes, including I don't remember if it was episode 50, but it was around it. But basically, like, it was spoilers, gasp, the death of Ultra Magnus. Don't worry about it, he gets better. But that was like that was an iconic episode. And then later I joined them for one of the episodes. I joined them for, let's see, Heavy Metal War. And then for season 2, I joined them for Autobop. And I feel like I was on another episode. Oh, Auto Berserk, the Red Alert Goes Crazy episode. I was on that one as well. And then for season 3, I was on most recently Thief in the Night, aka the Carbamia episode. Not a great episode, but a really fun conversation. And then I had the opportunity to join host Ryan, co-host Michael Andrews, and the three of us discussed Transformers 2007 a year or so ago, maybe 2 years ago. I don't remember. But that was a really fun conversation. So more or less, like the fates of Mike Seibert Radio and Autopod Decepticast have kind of become weirdly entwined in a lot of ways, just in terms of content. So what I'm doing here now with this unboxing is as much for their fans of mine. So if if you're because, like, APDC has a lot of overseas listeners and fans, and sorry for all the CybFest talk, because but still, everybody is welcome to come to Seattle to join our little independent Transformers convention. In fact, that tweet I showed you earlier, where we were talking about the contest for the Rise of the Beast movie contest, Liam from Toy Box Soapbox, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, this poster is really cool looking." And I was like, "Hey man, you could come to the screening if you'd like. Come to our convention if you'd like. And he's like, yeah, thanks. That's maybe a little far, but it wasn't a no. He didn't say no. So maybe we can get some of the triple takeover folks to make the journey across the pond someday. Just but anyway, it's been terrific getting to know the APDC guys, and again watching them learn and grow and really develop their brand. We don't have things like Two Mikes Too Furious without Autopod Decepticast, because that's how Michael Andrews and I got acquainted. We were both fans of that podcast, and together it's like, well, hey, wait a sec, well, maybe we should start our own podcast, he says. So several years later, we're Two Mikes Too Furious is up and running. Two Mikes Too Furious Animated Transformers, where we talk about Transformers animated from two different points of view. He is a serial rewatcher of TFA, and I have never seen it before this project, and it has been a hoot and a half, and the response to it has been pretty incredible, pretty exciting, and we're really glad for the support that we've had from the reached out to us. New Daniel has reached out to us, and the guys as well. So it's and Alpha Magnus, of course, as well. So it's so there's I would like to see the Venn diagram of APDC fans, Mike Seibert Radio fans, and Two Mikes Too Furious fans, and see where like all the convergence is, because there's fans of all three of those that don't intertwine, but there's a dark purple middle of a lot of our homies. So I'm very, very grateful they're from APDC's fan base and from the guys themselves. So yeah, I think with that, I suppose let's go through some mail. I'm looking at the timer. I've been on for 47 minutes, and all I've done is just shown you the triangular box. So yeah, let's get into some stuff. Real quick though, because of my camera angle, you can't really see it, but I'm gonna stand up a little bit. I promise you, I'm not Jeffrey Toobin over here. I am wearing pants, but I did want to show you my Autopod Decepticast t-shirt. The Autopod Decepticast, the Transformers the movie. This is a run of shirts that Aaron had made up for our panel in TFCon Chicago back in 2018, where we all met in the real world for the first time. It was really sweet and really cool. We did a panel called G1 movie Madden. I don't remember if it had a name. Anyway, I got to host some fun and games during their panel. So as such, I scored a limited edition t-shirt. This is the only one that they made in 2XL. So this is a one of one. So, but anyway, I just wanted to rep for the team here and just fly the flag and wear the colors as it were. So all right, so I'm gonna take a quick swig of my water here, and then yeah, let's just get into the box. I have already pointed out, basically these guys, and this is my third booty box, I think, that I've gotten from these guys, and I had never seen this triangular priority mail before. I hear shaking. It's like, don't shake it. But anyhow, I really enjoy this this presentation that they do here. So let me see if I have learned from the past and see if I can open this in a way that is both aesthetically pleasing for folks watching on video, but then also I get the opportunity to kind of see things as I reveal them as they come up. I'm going to get out my trusty pair of scissors, which incidentally I got some brand new scissors, and you like my dumb stories, right? This particular pair of scissors is technically garden shears. We were over the holiday weekend on Saturday, we were cleaning out the garage, and we found like 3 different sets of the same 3-pack of garden clippers that we had bought from Costco. And we hadn't and I saw this one fresh out of the package. I'm like, I'm taking these, knowing that I was going to be doing a unboxing. So these are fresh, clean, new scissors. I think these are now my new unboxing shears. So, all right. So here we go. Without any more further ado, I am going to start cutting away some of the tape, and we'll see how this goes. Okay. So I'm gonna, and this is the part of the show where the narration kind of turns into mumbling and muttering. So bear with me on that as I kind of try to strip off the tape and open up these here flaps. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think DFB Greg Murray has already done a video also like this, and I think some of my other friends in the APDC fam have posted pictures and may have even posted videos. I know Alpha Magnus is generally good for a video as well, but I promise you all of them will be significantly shorter than what I'm doing here. So I'm just taking my scissors and I'm just cutting along the top here. Damage any particular goodies, and I'm actually especially kind of proud of myself and my friends in that, like, there's been some casual sharing of the contents of the booty box here, but I don't think I've seen anything that I can't unsee in terms of like hard spoilers. So these so the reactions that you're going to get from me are going to be pretty genuine in terms of like the surprises. Like there were a couple things we talked about during the context of the show. One thing in particular, the APDC bingo card, I saw a very, very rough draft of that a couple months ago. So that's one thing I know for certain is in here, but I don't know what the finalized product looks like. This would probably go a little faster if I would just kind of get off mic and just like, cut all the edges on this thing. But where is the fun in that? And then also trying to find a way to do that while still being on mic and still trying to figure this out. Good Lord. Okay, there we go. I think. Okay. And let me just do another check here to make sure that indeed all of the panels have been freed. If you can see my address in the video, that's fine. Feel free and send me free stuff or something. My address is 98188, not 98118. I'm pretty sure that's correct in Patreon, but I will double check it again. Okay, there we go. I think I got it. Oh, there's one more bit of tape here. Okie dokie. All right, I think I got it open. And yeah, okay. So now we could see that it is opened. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn this around. I think this is going to work. Okay. So I now have the booty box opened. And yeah, I don't know if this is going to work as well as I would like. So I'm just going to reach into the booty box and just start grabbing stuff, and I'm going to start talking about it. So we'll see about that. The first thing within the booty box, and as you might recall from last year, so this is another pack of cocktail napkins. But as you recall from last year, I spent entire minutes trying to sort out what this stuff was. So basically, it's in a plastic sleeve that that has a little bit of sticky to seal it, and then reach in, pull these guys out, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heavy duty durable cocktail napkins. These are very, very nice cocktail napkins. And on the video, you could see that each one is individually stamped with the Autopod APDC logo, as it matches on my t-shirt. And yeah, these are really cool napkins. And I know several of our friends, because they have a cocktail segment. And if you're a real fan, you could probably hear the iconic theme song of the Buy Us a Drink rag. But anyway, there's a lot of cocktail drinkers in APDC fandom. I am not one of them. I don't think I've even used. I really appreciate having the opportunity to have napkins, because they're a very popular item and folks just love them. I think they look great, and I'm glad I didn't have to spend this year touching and fondling the napkin, trying to figure out what it was, until finally somebody in chat said, "It's a napkin." Because I was like, oh, it has like durable paper. It's soft and supple. It almost feels like money, but not quite. What could this possibly be? It's a napkin. It's a pack of cocktail napkins. All right, we continue. So within here, it feels like there's a lot of paper, and obviously one of the items is going to be a poster print of some kind. But what I'm going to try to do is see about what I would really like to do is reveal the print last. So what I'm going to try to do, because I do hear some stuff jingling and jangling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to do, yep, one of those. So okay, so there's some stuff that has fallen out, and now we're going to kind of go through what some of the larger bits that have fallen out, and see what we can see, as Thundercracker might say. So now I'm kind of digging blindly back into the booty box, and I'm just going to pull some stuff out, and we're just going to see what we find. First of all, Jingle and Janglin' is one of my favorite items. It's the APDC collector's pin set, full of all kinds of cool buttons. This is a really cool design, because it looks like it's, oh my god, it's like Torque 3 overlaid on top of Unicron, and kind of like that 3D red and green type style there. That is a really cool image of their collectible button sets, and I just love the packaging for this. I mean, again, I'm just such a sucker for packaging. It's a cool little Buddha bag full of cool buttons. So what we're going to do is go through each of these buttons, and I'll show them off, and then I will talk about them a little bit. This has got to be madness for folks listening on the podcast only, but it's all in fun. So okay, here is one of the Quintessons. I don't remember which face this guy is, but this is like, this dude, he's like he's not one of the faces. This is a Quintesson scientist, I think, from those season 3 episodes, which again, this booty box being kind of like when it's when it's come out, it'll have like a deep season 2, season 3 vibe to it. So anyway, so you get a quintessence off to the side. What else do we got? Just gonna reach in and pull out the next button, and this is a Unicron. Looks like a Unicron, and I'm trying to like get the camera to focus on it, and sometimes it does, other times it doesn't. So this, and one of the other things we learned during last year's live stream is that sometimes my eyes aren't very good, so reading stuff in small print on the buttons is kind of a struggle. So this is, oh, does that say what I think it says? This is okay, so it's the image again. The camera is not going to be able to focus on it because it's too busy focusing on me. Maybe if I do one of those, yeah, it's not working. Anyway, it says "Get some head," and it's got a picture of Unicron's head on there, and I think that is cheeky and wonderful. Got a oh, there's still more buttons in here, so let's go through the buttons. What is next? This guy is, oh, it's a shockwave. Black background there. And it says, what does it say? Fucking Christ, I am blind. Oh, it's a see, I don't even need to read it because I get the reference. It's Shakatomi Plaza. So during the most recent APDC Christmas episode, Escape from Shakatomi Plaza, basically it was a send up of Die Hard, but basically it's so this image is Shockwave done as the logo of Nakatomi Plaza from Die Hard. So now it's Shakatomi Plaza. I wonder if I get out of this lighting and God, I really can't read this. Yeah. So, and why do I think that a year later that my eyesight would be any better? Because I promise you it is not. And I wonder, I think I did this test before. Am I farsighted? Am I nearsighted? Which is the one where you can see stuff farther away but not up close? Because like I have it now like a solid 2 feet away from my eyes, and now I can see it. And that I could see now where the type says Shakatomi Plaza, whereas like right up here, too blurry, can't tell. But anyway, yeah. So Shakatomi Plaza there, very cool idea taken directly from an episode, which I think is really fun and super rad. And I believe there is there are 2 more buttons in the button bag here. So let's go through, and the biggest one in here is a square button. And it is the aforementioned Torque 3. Again, that's a really cool rendition of the evil supercomputer who makes a reappearance in Transformers Reanimated as well. So this is so you got a couple cool crossover opportunities there. Very neat. So we'll put that off to the side, and then the last one in here, it's it's Ratbat Country, which I don't want to stick my neck out and be embarrassed, but basically it's okay, so Ratbat Country, and it's Ratbat, and he's all like heavy metaled out. Is that like an Avenged Sevenfold reference? I don't know. I feel like I should know what Bat Country is, but I don't. But the art on this button is really, really cool. And again, my camera is just not cooperating. Oh, there you go. That's not so bad. But yeah, Ratbat Country, really, really cool. And it's a neat little abstract art there. So that is 5 collectible pins in series 4 of the Autopod Decepticast button set. And that's just the beginning. I got all kinds of more stuff in this here booty box. So I'm gonna stuff these buttons back into their container, and then I will set that off to the side so I don't lose anything. Okay, so what else do we got inside the thing here? Okay, so I got a another little translucent red discs, or let me see if I bet you this is going to be another thing of like, it's painfully obvious what this is, dummy. But yeah, they've got a really cool plastic ting to them. I don't know what these are though. They're tiddlywinks, I guess. Well, Energon tiddlywinks, because look at them. They're clear and they're red pink-ish. They sound cool when I move them back and forth out of my hand, but I'm sorry, fellas, I don't know what this is. Or I'm not sure if I even know what the reference is, if it's a reference to an episode of the podcast, or if it's an episode to Transformers. This one kind of confounds me a little bit. I'm sure I'll be embarrassed once I finally figure it out. But yeah, this one, they're cool. Little plastic discs. Okay, we'll set that off to the side. See now. Oh, these are rad. Okay, so I got another baggie. How many baggies did these guys buy? Jesus Christ. Anyway, so on the video, you could see it looks like a bag of poker chips. There are Garrett asked in the chat. Oh yeah, let's go back to the tiddlywinks for a sec. So yeah, Garrett in chat asks, are they for the APDC bingo card? I bet you that's exactly what they are, because now that you say that out loud, unfortunately wrapped in the stuff. But yeah, no, I think you're exactly correct. So anyway, so these guys, listen to the jangle on these guys. These APDC poker chips, and I remember Ryan specifically saying how proud he was going to be, or how he was of how these were going to turn out. But like, again, for you ASMR heads, that's some real good poker chip heft to it. So these are some weighty ass poker chips, good heft to them. On one side you have the APDC logo, and then on the other side, buy us a drink, 1 drink token. So sing along if you know the words. If you want to toast the podcast and your credit don't stink, so reach inside your wallet now and buy us a drink. So with the buy us a drink tokens, how do I spend these? How do I redeem them? I wonder. But regardless, these are super rad. The design on these is very, very cool. The buy us a drink ! 1 drink token has like the retro cool a red and magenta kind of color fade, along with the martini glass, with purple purple backgrounds, along with lavender and white stripes along the side. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drink tokens in here. So hefty and sizable. So very, very cool there. A neat little thing here. And they sound great on mic too. So anyway, so there are the poker chips. Reaching inside the bag, there is a very large envelope that is sealed and hefty. I think I'm going to do this last. So I'm going to set my envelope off to the side. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the large booty box. I lost a bingo chip already. And take this guy and chuck it out of the way. Where did that go? Let's see. I think it's down here on the saved it. Okay, so that's I'm just gonna keep this little bingo chip out. Bingo chips. So I'm gonna save that for later, set it off to the side. And now I'm gonna go through what is rolled up in the paper. And you know what? I'm gonna give this guy another shake and see what happens. Okay. Oh, see, I gave it a oh shit. Now stuff is just falling out. God damn it. Okay, that didn't quite work as well as I had hoped, because now I have all kinds of stuff falling out. So we have in here more folded papers that I will talk about in due course. First, you have the aforementioned, the oft mentioned APDC bingo. So hopefully you can get a good view of it here on the screen. Garrett in chat, I thought Ryan said something about being prepared for bingo cards. So yeah, I think we are onto something there, because then you take your little bingo tabs and put it on a bingo spot. Now, APDC Bingo is a game that has been in the works for a long time, because, like, any kind of long-running podcast, you have the ongoing bits, ongoing segments, recurring jokes, to the point where you create like a drinking game, or in this case, a bingo game. So I'm showing you the card, but I haven't read these through, and I know that some of these have been talked about in their ongoing bits. So I'm going to go through this in just a quick sec. Right after I drink a bunch of water. Stay hydrated, kids. Your body is made out of water. Okay, so going through the individual cards. So I'm just going to turn it around and read it, because I can't necessarily read it off the screen. So we have this should have been the free spot. So again, the free spot in the middle is the iconic APDC logo, but going from right to left, slaves, which is probably like the number one reference. Sorry, I'm reading ahead, and some of these are really funny. So you got slaves, Ryan is mad, Mr. Show reference, an animation error, Caleb is silent for less than 10 minutes, dead voice actor. Oh, sorry. So that's top row. So going left to right, slaves, Ryan is mad, Mr. Show, animation error, Caleb is silent for less than 10 minutes, or maybe that's greater than 10 minutes. Oh, I see it now. Okay. Basic mathematics, greater than 10 minutes. Okay. Second row, again, going from left to right, dead voice actor, APDC AD, which is short for Autopod Decepticast After Dark, which hasn't been coming around as much, and hopefully we get more of that. Then you have wrist grab. Oh man, you gotta love the classic Sumbo wrist grab. Mouth noises, and Rocky, which it's the almost Rocky adjacent Transformers podcast. I think we've called APDC before. Middle row, Ron Friedman, author of the original draft of Transformers the movie, and rewrote 65 episodes of the cartoon. Flint Dilley, who is the story consultant credited on Transformers the movie, who basically wrote what we know as Transformers the movie. The Free Space, guest host or guest hosts, and Daniel Danger, The D, after all, does stand for danger. The fourth row, again, going left to right. TFCon, Pedantic Ryan, which I think, again, as folks from APDC or the APDC fan base are in the stream watching, I'm sure, I think all of us have added pedantic to our vocabulary specifically because of Ryan's and words like pedantic until I started listening. World War I or II. Caleb is late or leaves early. I like that it's an either or. I would imagine that they thought of these enough of occurrences to maximize wins. And Seibert mentioned, that's me. So damn that, I think somebody made a joke about that, but it flew over my head and I didn't get it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my friends, my folks, I am a square on APDC bingo. And then the final line on APDC bingo, quote unquote, refreshing, of course, referring to everybody's favorite cocktails. Childhood story, porn or sex, Weird Al, and serial killer. So there you go. So there is APDC bingo with your baggie of red APDC tiddlywinks. So I can't hold it up very well and hold it that way, but that's kind of how you do it. I think what I'm going to do, me personally, is I'm going to make some copies of this at work and then just mark it off with a pen and see how well I do. How are you going to play APDC bingo? Are you going to go all the way back to episode 0 and then see how often you can get APDC bingo? I think it will be kind of interesting for us as fans to who gets what and when. I think maybe what I will do is start with this sounds like so fucking selfish and nihilistic, but like I think I'm gonna start with the first episode I was on, and see how I do, because like that's still within the movie, and a lot of these references are relatively recent, but some of them are equally evergreen as well. Okay, so there's APDC bingo. Also within that is a sturdy print, and I love this. This is so cool. This is a print that Ryan did of Optimus Prime put in the cement in Los Angeles, originally to commemorate TFCon LA back in 2019, but has now been repurposed a couple times with new backgrounds for other TFCon LAs. This one forever cements the last TFCon LA 2022, which happened on March 10th and 11th, and it's got the banner with Peter Cullen being at TFCon LA. So I thought that was a really cool way to again, I'm trying to say something other than cement, but crystallize, I guess, to really finalize the version of this this art print. But again, the art is terrific, and it's inspired by one of the old Marvel covers where it's Optimus Prime surrendering to Scorponok and like setting his Autobot badge on the ground. I don't remember the issue number. I'm sure Rodimus Primal would get in the chat and say, well, actually it's issue number baby. Talk about pedantic. Anyway, we don't talk about the competition. See, that needs to be a spot on the next version of APDC bingo, quote unquote, the competition. Anyway, this is a lovely print on terrific, sturdy cardstock. That is going to look great once I get it framed. And yeah, so that's going to be super cool. This is this is 2023 APDC Booty Box Manifest. Several goods and merchandise herein mentioned being marked as per margin and numbered under. Okay, so this appears to be the entire list of everything that's in the booty box. I have not seen everything that's in the booty box, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to set it off to the side because I still got some paper to get through. I can't believe I'm not even done yet, and I haven't even gotten to the lovely card yet. So let's see what's in the big paper and kind of go from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this around, and because I see the top of it and I've had a little bit of it spoiled for me already, but I'm going to try to reveal it to you as I'm seeing it on the screen. They got Ingester and Victory. So that is Galvatron, and you got Unicron, and you got the Unicrons in there, and Ingester and Victory is obviously a reference to the first version of the script, the Ron Friedman psychedelic script that we've referenced many times during the podcast. And for my suggestion, I've always thought that this would be cool as something. I didn't know if it would make for like a good poster or something equally bitchin' like that. But I really love this print. I would kind of want to turn it around and look at it for myself here. Oh, damn, that is so cool. And again, another Ryan Jett art piece there. And I'm sure Aaron was in on the graphic design of that as well. But that is super cool. And then, but you know what? I have this poster. How do I know that this is authentic? How do I know that this is truly a APDC original and not some way that you can tell if your APDC merch is authentic is by the by the authentic stamp in the bottom corner. My camera is mirrored and I got confused. But anyway, every APDC print that I have up on my wall carries the seal of the Autopod Decepticast, official merchandise of the Autopod Decepticast. So there is that's the granddaddy right there, the giant poster. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put it yet. I'm rotating, maybe give Pathetic Fools a rest and put in Ingester and Victory, because I only have so much wall space, but I'll keep you apprised of that. And then lastly, inside the print box is Torque 3, and it looks like it's a promo poster for Day of the Machines. Day of the Machines, Transformers, episode number 25, Autopod Decepticast, episode number 130. And again, it's a bitchin' print of Torque 3 and the main villain from that episode. All right, so there is that. So I'm going to try to tidy some of this, get too messed up here. And guys, everything came in terrific shape. I know there was a little bit of frustration with the way the prints were shipped last year, maybe a little more crinkled than you guys would have liked, but this stuff so smooth. So any damage that is occurring here, it's because I'm handling it with my oven mitt hands here. So I'm going to set all of these prints off to the side just so they're not in the way, and I'll kind of move some of the paper off to the side as so. So now we'll get into the reading of the APDC Booty Box Manifest for 2023, and I'm going to skim ahead here. And am I going to read all of this? I am going to. Well, I'm going to read all this. It's a lot to read. Okay. No, I'm not going to read all this yet because I skipped ahead a little bit and I saw a couple things, and I think I still got a couple things yet to look at. So let us go into the big thick envelope, and I'm gonna get, instead of using my inappropriate garden shears, I'm gonna get my old letter opener. Letter opener isn't as springy as it used to. Let me do. Yeah, now we're ready to rumble. So I'm going to use my letter opener to kind of apply some of the glue here. I don't know why. I'm just a stickler for preservation. Is that how it is? I don't know. Let me see. The letter opener does nothing. We're going to put it off to the side. So, okay, within the envelope is a number of things, a number of cardstock prints. And so we're going to go through each of these individually. I'm going to set them face down so that basically I have a stack of face down prints. I'm going to pull them up and we're going to reveal together. All right. First up is, looks like a pic of the van. I love this. So this is Ryan's van with APDC written in the window and the photoshopped license plate of APDC AD for the component, as opposed to the actual license plate that we all got to see on Patreon for a hot sec. More photos of, and can't put things upside down. That is Dapper Ryan, also in the van, looking as retro cool dapper as he does. And what else do we got here? Oh, and a group photo of the guys again in front of poor Ryan's dilapidated van. It's a great picture of those dudes, actually. Very, very nice. Some decent looking fellows, you think. As I say, holding it up to a blurry webcam that seems to be more focused on my vintage Rancor and Boba Fett helmet than this picture here. I don't know how the zooming works. Anyway, so there's that. And then next we have another. The cardstock on these is very, very nice, by the way. So this is a picture of surfing Autobots. We've got we got a Prowl, an Optimus, and a Jazz, another Ryan Jet specialty. Fun-loving Autobots. Oh, now you zoom. There it is. I think what I need to do is I need to push it up to where it covers basically the entirety of the field of vision for the camera. Because, yeah, now you can see it very sharply. All right, we got 4 more of these. Let's see what we got here. We've got Transformers Fire World. This is these are in the style of old Atari cartridges, Atari cartridge art. So this one features Slag, now Slug. Or maybe I'm saying that backwards, but anyway, it's the Triceratops Dinobot, starring in Fire World. This next one is Water World, featuring a gunslinging sea spray, looking to take on a octopus there. Very, very cool. These are characters I don't know if I've seen Ryan draw before. I don't think I've seen him do sea spray before. This is really neat. And again, really cool cardstock, really nice cardstock. I mean, really clever idea. Very, very cool, very vibrant and expressive. And then we have Air World, which is looks like you got a Starscream there. Very, very cool. And then lastly, but certainly not leastly, we have Earth World, which features my favorite cassette miscreants, Rumble and Frenzy, respectively. And you guys can argue about which one is the red one and which one is the blue one. Okay, so that is everything from the envelope. That's everything from the box. I think that is everything. So now let's go through the APDC Booty Box manifest. I said manifesto earlier, didn't I? But anyway, it's the 2023 APDC Booty Box manifest. And this I don't want to think too highly of myself, seeing as how I have a spot on APDC Bingo, but I think this was largely influenced by this very video last year, and to figure out what stuff was, to where it's like, okay, well, let's give the fans a checklist so that they know what they've got. And so I don't know, and I'll have to ask the guys, is it better for one of these reveal things to just go through the manifest and know what you've got ahead, or to go through and fumble through it? I do appreciate that in 2 years in a row, we still found something for me to not know what it is. So I think I've litigated this on my own, but since the guys took the time to write this up, I would like to read from the 2023 APDC Booty Box Manifest. And while I am doing so, if you have questions or anything that you want to talk about, please feel free and drop that in the chat. And I think I think my wife will be at that baby shower for another half hour, so I have a little bit of time. Oh, hey, and Ryan has joined the chat. He is watching on YouTube, Ryan Jett himself, and he puts in, "We made the manifest 100% because of your video, Mike." I thought that was really cool, and this will also act as a checklist to make sure that I got everything too. So it's kind of like a cool checks and balances. But I like that this is in very contract style. So I'm just gonna read through this. Several goods and merchandise herein mentioned being marked as per margin and numbered under. Buy us a drink! ! Poker chip tokens. You all know our fantastically I can't read. No, I think I'm just too marbly mouthed. You all know our fantastically popular Buy Us a Drink program. This can be, of course, enjoyed as poker chips on their own, but we thought it might be fun to include an IRL interactive aspect. If you see us out in the wild, maybe at a con or some other event, and show any of us one of these tokens, we owe you a drink. Ryan has been constantly playing with these, shuffling them, much to the irritation of his girlfriend. And now my video watchers. These are awesome. I really, really enjoy these. Again, like I've already said, they've got terrific heft, and looks like somebody's going to be drinking for free at TFCon. And I wonder if so some of us fans are going to be trading them amongst ourselves. Moving on to the Ingester and Victory poster. If you recall, way back when we were reviewing the movie during script deviations, we discovered Ron Friedman's original idea to make Unicron a slab planet that was much more organic. Hairs the size of trees on the back of his hand and the like. Friedman used the name Ingester pretty interchangeably with Unicron. And Galvatron and the reformatted Decepticons were given new Ingester insignias. I saw that on the poster and I forgot to call that out. This paragraph. We thought about trying to render something more faithful to Friedman's description of Unicron, but it just turned out too bizarre. I would almost like to see the work in progress on that, just to be like where the, oh my God, it's too psychedelic. I would almost like to kind of see that just for funsies. It's almost like there was a reason the original script was unfilmable. So here's a more traditional representation with the Ingester and Victory tagline Galvatron liked to shout in the script. As a fun twist, Galvatron is in his Marvel US comic book colors. And I had forgotten to call out another iconic episode that I was on. Me and Captain Alexis joined the guys to talk about the TF Nation presentation of the recently unearthed very first draft of the script, which I'm trying to remember. I think both of them, as Brian or as written in the manifest, Ingester was interchangeably with Unicron, but there was also vague mention of the entity as well, and it was really unclear which was which, like almost like the planet, and Ingester was like a inhabitant of the slab planet, and Unicron was like something else entirely. I don't know, but I'm going to reach down here and grab the Ingester and Victory poster, because I want to call out again the symbol of the Unicrons that I kind of forgot to mention previously. So, oh, actually, yeah, you get a pretty good view on that, as well as those sweet, delicious Marvel Comics colors. I like that it's an adorable Unicron head with the little horns and stuff like that. Very, very cool. Okay, going back to the manifest. APDC cocktail napkins. This is the only item included in both the previous and current booty boxes. Please enjoy our APDC logo cocktail napkins with your favorite beverage. And you know what? I'm gonna get myself a APDC cocktail napkin as we speak. I am removing it from the bag. I have freed one of the delightfully hefty cocktail napkins, and I am going to set my water bottle right on top of it. Perfect. Now I can say that I have officially used an APDC cocktail napkin. Drink more water, kids. All right. So there is that, and again, that is the repeat item that folks have been asking for more than anything, because again, there's several cocktail lovers amongst the APDC fan base. And now the bingo card. It's APDC bingo time! ! We created a card with some of our go-to mentions from the show, plus transparent marker tokens. Marker tokens, you dummy. So you can play along at home. If you happen to use this with old or new episodes, we'd love to see your results on social media and Discord. And again, if you're not on the APDC Discord, you are missing out, because there are some really fun interactions with some really cool folks that I don't know if we would have connected with each other if not for the APDC Discord. So again, check that out. It's a really great community. Okay, so this next segment of the manifest deals with the Transformers Atari Sword Quest box art. The 4 prints made up like Atari 2600 cartridge boxes are a send-up of the Atari Sword Quest contest from the early 80s. I love this explanation, because like at first blush, I'm just like, oh, hey, cool. It's Atari style. I like that there's more depth of history to it. We continue. The cartridge boxes are a send-up of the Atari Sword Quest contest from the early 80s. The contest consisted of 3 finished games: Earth World, Fire World, and Water World, and the unreleased Air World. Each game came with a comic book that explained the plot, and the games had to be solved and used in conjunction with the comic to solve a puzzle to be entered to win the contest. Prizes for all 4 games plus the final grand prize totaled $150,000. Earthworld, the Talisman of Penultimate Truth, an 18-karat solid gold disc studded with 12 diamonds, the birthstones of the 12 zodiac signs, and a miniature white gold sword set atop it. Fireworld, the Chalice of Light, a goblet made of platinum and gold studded with diamonds, rubies, sapphires, pearls, and green jade. Waterworld, the Crown of Life, a solid gold crown decorated with diamonds, rubies, sapphires, and aquamarines. Airworld, the Philosopher's Stone, a large piece of white jade encased in an 18-karat gold box encrusted with emeralds, rubies, and diamonds. The 4 winners would then have competed in a final contest to win the ultimate prize, the Sword of Ultimate Sorcery, with a silver blade and an 18-karat gold handle covered with diamonds, emeralds, sapphires, and rubies valued at $50,000. Holy shit. So like this is stuff that was real? Good Lord. Unfortunately, the contest was canceled before the Air World game release due to Atari's financial difficulties following the video game crash of 1983. Think about that, kids. But there was a time where the home video game market basically imploded. Here in these prints, Jet reimagined the 4 games Transformers style, with each world associated with a Cybertronian representative. Earth World, Rumble and Frenzy; Fire World, Slag or Slug if you prefer; and Water World as Sea Spray; and Air World being Starscream. Also mentioned here for no other reason than a straight up brag, Ryan created the Transformers font in the Sword Quest style here. Ryan, I'm not sure why I gave Starscream such pouty lips, but here we are. So that's basically the original inspiration for the prints. And then since we're talking about them, let me bring them up one more time. There is Earthworld with Rumble and Frenzy. There is Airworld with Starscream, and let me see if I can get a good zoom on those sweet, delicious, pouty lips. And it's not going to work. It's going to stay blurry. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. I want to smooch them. And then Waterworld with Sea Spray, and finally Fire World with Slug / Slag. So there you go. That's pretty awesome. The Autobots surfing print. This jet print was inspired by the 13th episode of season 1, The Ultimate Doom Part 3, where our heroes travel on surfboards to stop Megatron and Dr. Arkaville's hydroelectric generator. This was originally just made for a tweet last summer, but we liked it so much we zhuzhed it up a bit and passed the goods on to you. And then on this page, you've got the Power Master Optimus Prime TFCon appearance. This print was made as a fun piece celebrating TFCon LA in March 2023. My God, that was this year, wasn't it? Here we see our boy putting his hand and tire prints into cement for recognition out front of Grauman's Chinese Theater. The reference material is the cover of the U.S. Marvel comic issue number 71 from October of 1990, which portrays Power Master Optimus Prime surrendering to Scorponok. Also note the WDONJ reference from G.I. Joe the movie. That's on the camera there. All right, moving on to the next page of the manifest. Okay, Torque 3. I think you probably all get it, but we have always wanted to do some kind of art project with Torque 3 from season 2. Episode 9 of the series, season 2, episode 9 of the series. Aaron created a beautiful print celebrating the supercomputer violated by Megatron to take control of quantum laboratories and all of its machines. APDC van photos, which again, they like that print so much they use it twice. One in a art print, but also in a button, and it's a pretty cool representation of a underrated villain in Transformers lore. Torque 3 there. APDC van photos. How much longer will the infamous jet van be stuck in the driveway? Word on the street is that Ryan has plans to get rid of it by this summer, but I think we can all agree that his procrastination knows no bounds. Photos by Aaron. And I think it's on the APDC YouTube page, but Ryan did a video of the van sparking to life, and it is delightful. Any kind of description I would give would not do it justice, because basically, like, I've never had a vehicle in such distress. Basically, you turn it on and all the instruments go crazy, and it is truly a van possessed. So it's something to behold on the APDC YouTube channel there. We move on to Pin Series 4, and okay, I think I've learned my lesson. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do in the future when I unbox next year's booty box, I think, because I love the idea of the manifest, and I love the idea of me fumbling around in the dark trying to figure these things out. But I think for the sake of time and brevity, I think what I'll do is I will reveal the item. I love how I'm just workshopping stuff here live. But anyway, I'm going to reveal the item, and then I'll consult the manifest to figure out how right I was. Because right off the bat, I see how silly I was. Pin Series 4. We love making pin sets. Here is our 4th series featuring 5 collectible pins. First up, Ratbat Country. Inspired by the movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and the artwork of Ralph Steadman, this Hunter S. Thompson homage features everyone's favorite fuel-obsessed Soundwave cassette, and I didn't even put that together because I'm dopey. Get some head. This contentious pin is Unicron's head. That's all. There's no other filthy meaning at all. Shakatomi Plaza. This pin celebrates Shockwave's Christmas party from our holiday episode number 192. We can thank Caleb for the inspiration on this one. Scientist Quintesson, everyone's favorite season 3 Transformers versions of Dr. Mengele. The Quintesson scientist class isn't interested in your puny morality. They are here to celebrate the pursuit of pure idiotic science. And then finally, Torque 3. We can't get enough of this weirdo. It's such a fun design. A pin of this guy seemed like a no-brainer. And at the end of it, created and shipped by the grace of Primus in good order and well conditioned, be we the undersigned of the Autopod Decepticast. And it's stamped and autographed by the fellas. We grant these goods and merchandise reach desired port in good order and safety, dated May 20th, 2023. And when did I say I got mine? Was it like Wednesday or something like that? It took only days to, I mean, like if they sent these out on the 20th and I'm doing this live stream 8 days later and I've been sitting on it for like 3 days or something like that, that's pretty damn good turnaround. So that's very sweet and very rad. So P.S. for those of you who are top tier patrons for whom I still owe art commission, I don't need to read this out loud, but wanted to include them in the box, but didn't finish on time. Appreciate your patience, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I'm confessing that I'm not a top level Patreon. Oh no. Anyway, Pistols and Don Ryan. So yeah, no commission for me. Anyway, so that there you have it. That is the 2023 Autopod Decepticast APDC booty box. And yeah, I think is that it? Is there no more? I still got 3 people watching. I feel the compulsion to, like, I don't know, do some shtick or hang out or something. He doped up and dying or something. But anyhow, yeah. So I guess that is it for that. Again, check out Autopod Decepticast. They do a terrific podcast delivering a retrospective on the G1 animated series, starting with a minute-by-minute breakdown of Transformers the movie, and then going through each episode sequentially. They are well over 200 episodes now. I am on many of them. So if you like what I do, you will love what these guys do. And, I meant what I said earlier, in that, like, it has been a delight and a pleasure watching these guys get better and better, hone their skills, hone their craft, and to grow their brand into what it is now. They've got a successful Patreon, they've got a Discord, um, all of the things, and it has been delightful to be associated, but still kind of like on the side, kind of like at arm's length. But yeah, it's and in a sense, like, as I've inspired them, so have they also inspired me, and I feel like they've surpassed me in a lot of many ways. Because as honest as I was with you about my mental health struggles during Existential Dreadcast, I don't think I have been as nakedly honest as the guys have, especially Ryan. I'm so proud of that dude for the steps that he's taken and the self-awareness that he has, and it's been really satisfying. But as honest as I have been with you, I haven't told a story about how I pooped my pants. So whereas that was something that we got to enjoy in the most recent episode of APDC. And again, you can listen to Autopod Decepticast everywhere that you listen to Mike Seibert Radio, and maybe even a few extra spots as well. Let's see. So in chat before I wrap up, Garrett writes, I definitely need to step my level up to get a box next year. This was so cool. And yeah, I mean, just look at the care and love that these guys put into it. And it's funny. I'll tell you a story before I wrap up. I remember when the guys were first talking about doing a Patreon. It was something that I had suggested, but I was looking at it from a completely different standpoint. They took the suggestion and ran the other way, because they were talking about, like, doing merch and knickknacks and tchotchkes and posters and prints. And I'm like, yeah, that's all fine and good, but, like, it's an audio podcast, so you should probably give, like, bonus audio content. Yeah, that's fine, but we're artists and want to do art stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Which, I mean, I'll be honest with you, that has always been some of my reluctance in wanting to monetize and kind of take my shows to this next step. I can't do any of this stuff. I don't have an artistic bone in my body, but what I can do is talk into a microphone a lot. So, I've talked about it in a number of different places. So, like, if I were to ever think about doing a Patreon model type of thing, it would just be more audio content, I would think. Though Michael Andrews does have artistic tendencies as well, and has been interested in wanting to do some design stuff. Oh, also, that reminds me, that was another thing. This never really got shared public, so I don't have to tell it here, but it popped into my mind. Originally, I was going to do a run of Mike Seibert Radio Podcast buttons, and Two Mikes Too Furious buttons for the gang, and let's just call it crippling depression that just kind of kept me from doing that. But I'm hoping to maybe have some buttons or at least some flyers or something. I got to put something on my table when I go to CybFest in July. So I'm continuing to take inspiration from what the guys are putting out here, and hopefully that's something I can that I could utilize as well. But I think listening to myself now, I think I am about out of ramble juice. So I think I'm gonna cut it here. But speaking of, I do just want to remind everybody that I will be at CybFest Northwest on July 8th, 2023 at the Kent Commons Community Center in lovely Kent, Washington, like 20 miles or so south of Seattle. So if you are in the Pacific Northwest or want to visit the Pacific Northwest, coming to our little unofficial Transformers convention would be a great opportunity to do so. We have t-shirts available at our TeePublic store. We have the exclusive figure, the Generation Zero wheelless Jack, designed by our friends at Blue Forge, with box art by Ashley Artley. And stay tuned for later this week, our big announcement that's going to be something really cool that we're doing for this 10th year of CybFest. So there's a lot of that coming up in the future. Radio Free Cybertron, we're going to be on with Diecast to talk about the show, and as the promotion tour continues, I will let you know about stops along the way, including hits with our friends at Transmissions. But all of that and more is available at CybFest Northwest. .com. Coming up next for Mike Seibert Radio and Two Mikes Too Furious, this week, even on a shortened holiday week, got a banger, two banger for you, I guess. Coming up this Tuesday, May 30th at 7 p.m. Pacific time, it's the reunion of Mike and the Earth Sparkles. We are reuniting to talk about the second half of season 1 of Transformers Earthspark. And it was a show we've been meaning to do since March, since those episodes dropped. But now, as you might or might not know, Nightshade, and being a Transformer who is non-binary and uses they them pronouns, of course, have finally landed in the crosshairs of conservative media. So I have a lot of things that I am pissed off about, and it really reinvigorates the narrative of fuck turfs. So I have a lot of things I want to say. My friends have a lot of things to say as well. So that's really the catalyst for getting together. But really, if you aren't watching Transformers Earthspark or haven't yet, it is a delightful new series. It is family friendly. It is has an emphasis on diversity and inclusion, and it's not just the Nightshade stuff. Like the emphasis on family culture is delightful. The characters are great. I have been spoiled with various versions of Bumblebee lately, going through Transformers Animated through Two Mikes Too Furious, but like I really like Danny Pudi's take on kind of like a middle-aged dad bod, not dad bod, but midlife crisis, middle-aged midlife crisis Bumblebee, the Bumblebee that's seen some shit but still kind of is traumatized but still wants to be cool. I really like that take, and there's some really great takes on some classic characters, and there's tons of delightful new characters, including Nightshade and their siblings. So it's one of those things. If you are bored with current iterations of Transformers and want a fresh take, I think Transformers Earthspark is probably one of the freshest takes that I've seen in a long time. And there's even stuff for fans of the comic books who liked Autobot Megatron from the latter end of More Than Meets the Eye and Lost Light. I did not have Heroic Megatron Real on my bingo card, but again, it's a terrific take on the character, and kind of gives me a really neat alternate version of Optimus Prime as well. So that Alan Tudyk does, because he's a Prime that is not without conflict. And I think that's pretty cool as well. So anyway, so coming up this Tuesday, the 30th at 7 p.m. Pacific, the return of Mike and the Earth Sparkles as we talk about part 2 of season 1 of Transformers Earthspark, Fuck Turfs. And then during that live stream panel, I haven't talked about the folks on the panel. Sorry, I got my notes mixed up. So Mike and the Earth Sparkles is going to be me. My Two Mikes Two Furious co-host Michael Andrews will also be joined by JoeBot, as well as General Techno, and we'll be joined by Lita as well, the internet's foremost Lita One stand, and possibly another person as well. And I'm not trying to be cagey. It's like, ooh, and it's like, no, I've reached out to somebody, but they're not sure if they'll be able to attend, so I don't want to announce. And unfortunately, Chally won't be able to join us. She hasn't seen the episodes yet, so so there may be 5 of us, there may be 6 of us. So you'll just have to tune into the live stream to get that for sure. And then during that live stream, we will announce our special guest for this week's Two Mikes Two Furious episode, dropping hopefully this Friday. This is a big one, folks. We've been covering Transformers Animated one episode at a time. And finally, we've come back around. This is a iconic episode where we are covering Transformers Animated Episode 9, Along Came a Spider, a.k.a. the Halloween episode. And if that episode sounds familiar, it is our second time through for this episode. We did it as a soft pilot last October around Halloween time. It's one of Michael Andrews' favorite things of Transformers, one of his favorite episodes of Transformers, and he's a big Halloween episode enthusiast, so this is part of his rotation of Halloween watching. So it's an episode that's very dear to him, so we did it at Halloween time. But now that Two Mikes Two Furious is now in full swing, we've come back around to it. Kind of similar to how Autopod Decepticast came back around to covering Dark Awakening twice. Like, I think they did it for like episode 100 or something, but then like came back around to it and did it in sequence and kind of had 2 different takes on it. And our second take on Along Came a Spider is going to be very much in that same key, where we're covering the same episode, but we have a special guest, and they bring a different energy and flavor that makes it a wildly different conversation. Tons of fun. We've already recorded it, but I'm hoping to have that episode out this Friday, and we will reveal that guest during Mike and the Earth Sparkles coming up on Tuesday. But that's what's coming up this week, along with potentially the RFC special with Radio Free Cybertron, hosted by Diecast, with myself and members of the CybFest Northwest organization team. I don't know what his turnaround time is on that, but we're recording on Thursday, so it may be out as early as this week or maybe next week, but keep an eye out for that. So tons of material there. But with that, let me do a quick look of chat. No outstanding questions. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. This was a ton of fun, but I think our time runs out, and that will wrap things up for this episode. episode. maybe I'll take another hit of water before I do the close here. Drink more water. All right, and that will wrap things up for this episode. Thank you so much for watching and for listening and for hanging out with me and for spending part of your day with me. It truly means the world to me. And if you want to listen to my podcast, Mike Seibert Radio, you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, or wherever the heck else you listen to your podcast. Like, share, rate, and review the show. Let us know what you like and what you'd like to hear more of in the future. My name is Mike. This has been Mike Seibert Radio. And until next time, take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and of course, make good choices. In Jester and victory! I had to. Oh, all right. Well, I just picked up a new viewer just as I was ready to end the broadcast. Well, anyway, to all are one, make good choices. Bye.